remember all the showcases that I had done previous to that.
Okay.
And gotten turned down over and over from every label.
For decades, Alan Jackson has been a towering figure in country music, with chart-topping hits, sold-out tours, and timeless anthems that defined generations. But now, at 65 years old, the country legend is finally opening up about why he chose to step away from the spotlight. Join us as we uncover the heartfelt truth behind Alan Jackson's farewell. Early life. Alan Jackson entered the world on October 17, 1958, in the close-knit town of Newnan, Georgia, a community steeped in Southern traditions and values. He was born to Joseph Eugene "Daddy Gene" Jackson and Ruth Music Mama Ruth Jackson, a hard-working couple who provided a loving, though modest, environment for their family. Alan was the youngest of 5 children, growing up with 4 older sisters who often doted on their little brother. The Jackson household was built on simplicity and resilience, qualities that would later define Alan's music and character. The family's home was a symbol of their resourcefulness and deep ties to family heritage. Rather than moving into a newly built house, the Jacksons made their home from an old tool shed that had once belonged to Alan's grandfather. Over time, this small structure was carefully expanded and transformed into a functional home where the family gathered, worked, and nurtured their dreams. Their ancestry was predominantly of English descent, part of the larger narrative of early settlers who had made the American South their home generations before. Alan's early years were immersed in the sounds of gospel music, a genre that echoed through many Southern households and churches. These sacred melodies laid the foundation for his deep appreciation of heartfelt, narrative-driven music. However, it wasn't long before a friend broadened Alan's musical landscape by introducing him to classic country artists such as Gene Watson, John Anderson, and Hank Williams Jr. Their distinctive blend of honky-tonk, traditional country, and outlaw edge struck a chord with Alan and ignited his passion for storytelling through song. He attended Elm Street Elementary School and later graduated from Newnan High School, where he developed a quiet but steadfast sense of discipline and work ethic. After graduation, Alan channeled his growing interest in music by joining a local band called Dixie Steel. The band played in small clubs and venues across Georgia, giving him invaluable experience performing live and connecting with audiences, even if just in intimate settings. During these early adult years, Alan's pursuit of music was balanced with the demands of everyday life. He worked blue-collar jobs such as construction labor and forklift operation to support himself and his wife Denise. These roles were physically demanding, but instilled in him a grounded, no-nonsense sensibility that would later shine through in the authenticity of his songwriting. Despite the hard work and long hours, Alan never wavered in his commitment to music, often performing late into the night after grueling days on the job. By 1983, Alan began writing his own songs in earnest. His compositions reflected a blend of his rural upbringing, life experiences, and deep appreciation for traditional country sounds. Realizing that Newnan offered limited opportunities for someone seeking a serious career in country music, Alan and Denise made a pivotal decision. In 1985, when Alan was 27 years old, they packed up their belongings and moved to Nashville, Tennessee, the heart of the country music industry. Once in Nashville, Jackson worked tirelessly to break into the competitive music scene. In 1987, he recorded New Traditional, a demo album at Doc's Place in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Though the album did not receive wide distribution and was officially released only in Japan, it remains an intriguing artifact of Jackson's early work. New Traditional showcased his commitment to preserving the classic country sound, even before the mainstream music industry fully embraced him. This period marked the beginning of what would become one of the most successful and respected careers in country music history. Through grit, talent, and unwavering dedication to his roots, Alan Jackson slowly built the foundation for his future as a country music icon. His career path. After relocating to Tennessee in the late 1980s, Alan Jackson embarked on a journey that would redefine the landscape of country music. Like many aspiring artists, Jackson's path began in humble settings. He took a job in the mailroom at the Nashville Network, a television network dedicated to country music and Southern culture. Though his initial role was far from glamorous, it placed him in close proximity to key industry figures, offering invaluable opportunities to observe and learn. During his spare time, Jackson would attend live tapings of the popular televised singing competition, You Can Be a Star. This not only allowed him to see rising talents, but it also gave him a rare opportunity to interact with country music insiders. It was at one such taping in 1986 that a pivotal moment occurred in Jackson's career. Sitting in the audience, Jackson was unexpectedly asked to sing during a commercial break. With little preparation but an abundance of talent, he took to the stage and delivered a stunning rendition of George Jones's "He Stopped Loving Her Today." The heartfelt performance not only earned him applause, but also caught the attention of Keith Stegall, an esteemed singer-songwriter and guest judge that night. Stegall, who recognized Jackson's raw talent, would go on to mentor him and produce nearly 20 of Jackson's albums, helping to shape the signature neo-traditional sound that would define much of Jackson's career. At the same time, fate played another hand in Jackson's rise to stardom. His wife, Denise, a flight attendant at the time, met the legendary Glenn Campbell on a flight. In an effort to support Alan's dreams, Denise shared her husband's story with Campbell, who, impressed by her devotion, handed her the business card of his personal manager. This connection would later prove to be instrumental, opening more doors within the Nashville music scene. With both luck and perseverance, Jackson soon found himself signed to a recording contract with Arista Records, marking the beginning of his career in earnest. In 1989, Jackson made history as the first artist to be signed to Arista Nashville, the country division of Arista Records. His debut single, Blue-Blooded Woman, did not achieve significant chart success, but it laid the groundwork for what was to come. In 1990, Jackson released Here in the Real World, which became a major breakthrough, reaching number 3 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart. This success was the launchpad for his debut album, Here in the Real World, which included several hit singles such as Wanted and Chasin' That Neon Rainbow, alongside his first-ever #1 hit, I'd Love You All Over Again. Building on the success of his debut, Jackson released his second album, Don't Rock the Jukebox. This album proved to be even more successful, spawning a series of hits including the title track, Someday, and Dallas, all of which charted highly. The song Midnight in Montgomery, a somber yet powerful tribute to Hank Williams, became a fan favorite and further solidified Jackson's place in the upper echelons of country music. His songwriting ability was also in high demand, as evidenced by his contributions to Randy Travis's 1991 album, High Lonesome. The release of Jackson's third album, A Lot About Livin' and A Little About Love, marked a high point in his career. The album spawned some of his most enduring hits, including the fast-paced Chattahoochee, which became one of his signature songs. This song not only earned Jackson several awards, including the 1994 Country Music Association's Single of the Year, but it also became a cultural anthem, embodying the essence of Southern youth and carefree summer days. Other standout tracks from the album included She's Got the Rhythm and I Got the Blues, Tonight I Climbed the Wall, and Who Says You Can't Have It All. As Jackson's career soared, he made a pivotal move in 1994 when he left his longtime management company, 1010 management and began working with Gary Overton. This new phase in Jackson's career coincided with the release of his fourth studio album, Who I Am, which was another major commercial success. The album produced several #1 hits, including Summertime Blues, Livin' on Love, and Gone Country. The latter song, which addressed the growing trend of urban transplants seeking to make it in Nashville, became an instant hit, resonating deeply with country fans. As his career blossomed, Jackson's reach extended beyond music. In 1996, he made a guest appearance on the hit television sitcom Home Improvement, performing Mercury Blues during an episode. His visibility in mainstream culture expanded, introducing his music to a wider audience. During this time, Jackson also released his Greatest Hits compilation, which became one of his best-selling albums, featuring hits from throughout his career, as well as 2 new tracks, I'll Try and Tall, Tall Trees. The 1990s were a defining era for Alan Jackson, both as an artist and as a cultural figure. In 1996, he released Everything I Love, an album that produced the hit single Little Bitty, a song that celebrated small-town life. This album showcased Jackson's ability to blend traditional country with modern elements, a hallmark of his unique style. However, not every release was met with the same level of success. The single A House with No Curtains from Everything I Love became Jackson's first song in nearly a decade to fail to crack the top 10, but this moment of adversity was short-lived. Jackson rebounded with his 1998 album High Mileage, which produced the hit Right on the Money and further solidified his place in the pantheon of country music stars. However, in 1999, Jackson took a bold artistic risk with the release of Under the Influence, an album that showcased his love of classic country and featured covers of songs by artists like Merle Haggard and George Jones. The album was a return to Jackson's roots and proved his commitment to preserving the traditional country sound in an era when pop influences were increasingly dominating the charts. During this period, Jackson's commitment to traditional country music was evident not only in his music, but also in his public actions. In 1999, the Country Music Association requested that George Jones shorten his performance of Choices during the CMA Awards. In solidarity with Jones, Jackson interrupted his own performance and performed Choices in full, a defiant gesture that earned him respect among country music purists. By the early 2000s, Jackson had become an established figure in country music, having carved out a unique place in the genre. When the tragic events of September of year 2001 rocked the nation, Jackson responded with the song Where Were You When the World Stopped Turning? The song, a somber reflection on the emotional aftermath of the attacks, resonated deeply with Americans, and Jackson's heartfelt performance at the 2001 CMA Awards became one of the most memorable moments in the show's history. Despite initially having no plans to release the song as a single, the overwhelming public demand led to its official release in 2002, where it quickly became one of Jackson's most beloved hits. In the years that followed, Jackson continued to experiment with his sound while staying true to his roots. His 2003 album Let It Be Christmas showcased his love for holiday music, while his 2006 gospel album Precious Memories became a surprise commercial success, selling over 1.8 million copies and further cementing his appeal across different musical genres. He also recorded a bluegrass album, The Bluegrass Album, in 2013, which was met with critical acclaim and topped the Billboard Top Bluegrass Albums chart. Throughout his career, Jackson has remained committed to preserving the authenticity of traditional country music. This was evident when he teamed up with George Strait in 2000 to release Murder on Music Row, a song that lamented the commercialization of country music and the rise of pop country. Although the song was not officially released as a single, it sparked significant conversation within the country music community and became a rallying cry for artists and fans who felt that the genre was losing its roots. As the years passed, Jackson's legacy only grew. In 2014, the Country Music Hall of Fame unveiled an exhibit celebrating Jackson's 25 years in the industry. And in 2015, he released Angels and Alcohol, an album that reaffirmed his dedication to traditional country themes. In 2016, Jackson released a 3-disc box set, Genuine: The Alan Jackson Story, which included some of his greatest hits alongside unreleased tracks. This was followed by Where Have You Gone in 2021, an album that captured Jackson's feelings about the state of modern country music and his belief that the genre had strayed too far from its traditional roots. Over the course of his career, Alan Jackson has remained a steadfast advocate for the music he loves, and his dedication to keeping country music true to its origins has made him a beloved figure among fans and artists alike. From his early days in the Nashville mailroom to his present-day status as one of country music's most respected icons, Jackson's career is a testament to the power of hard work, talent, and authenticity. His unwavering commitment to country music's traditions, coupled with his ability to evolve and experiment with new sounds, has ensured that his music continues to resonate with fans old and new, solidifying his place in the annals of country music history. But was his personal life as glamorous? Marriage struggles and personal relationships. For much of the 1990s, Alan and Denise Jackson appeared to the public as the embodiment of an ideal American love story, high school sweethearts whose marriage thrived alongside Alan's meteoric rise in country music. Yet behind their seemingly picture-perfect life, their relationship was quietly crumbling under the weight of fame, distance, and deep personal struggles. Though they had built a life filled with success and admiration, both were increasingly disconnected, and tensions quietly brewed beneath the surface. Alan and Denise's journey began in their teenage years in Newnan, Georgia, and they married young in 1979. As Alan's music career flourished with platinum albums and sold-out tours, the constant demands and pressures of fame began to erode the closeness of their marriage. Denise later revealed in her memoir, It's All About Him, that Alan's infidelities and her own struggles with codependency and the need for external validation caused profound strain. These issues, compounded over years, culminated in their separation in 1997 after 18 years together. During their time apart, Denise embarked on a deep spiritual journey, focusing on self-discovery and reconnecting with her faith. Meanwhile, Alan reflected on what he stood to lose and gradually reached out to Denise, asking her to reconnect in simple, heartfelt ways reminiscent of their early romance. The path to reconciliation was neither quick nor easy. Denise's process of forgiveness was slow and deliberate, requiring daily commitment and grace. Both partners worked to rebuild trust and reshape their relationship, emphasizing communication, shared faith, and quality time together. Their reconciliation became a testament to the power of healing and grace in overcoming even deep hurts. Outside their personal life, the Jackson family thrived in various endeavors. Denise published The Road Home in 2008, while Alan's nephew Adam Wright and his wife Shannon established themselves musically as The Wrights, collaborating on Alan's album What I Do. The family also made headlines in real estate, selling a massive Tennessee estate in 2010, and later buying and listing other properties in the Nashville area. Despite his fame, Alan maintained deep friendships with country legends like George Jones and George Strait, paying tribute to Jones with performances and songs that honored their bond. His connection to his roots remained strong, underscoring his loyalty and humility. Alan's life beyond music also showcased his passions, particularly his love for classic cars, with a notable collection of rare vehicles. Through all these chapters, career triumphs, personal trials, and cherished friendships, Alan and Denise's story stands as a rare example of resilience in the glare of celebrity life. Their journey, marked by hardship, reconciliation, and grace, offers a compelling reminder that even under the brightest spotlight, true love requires perseverance, faith, and forgiveness, even after Denise faced health challenges. Her health battles. Denise Jackson faced one of the most challenging battles of her life when she was diagnosed with colorectal cancer in 2010. The diagnosis came as a shock, not just to Denise, but to her entire family, as they had to navigate this sudden health crisis while trying to maintain a sense of normalcy in their lives. Denise's journey began with a routine checkup, where her doctors identified a potential issue. After further testing, the diagnosis was confirmed: colorectal cancer. At the time, she was understandably devastated, but her strength and determination became evident as she embarked on the path to recovery. Her treatment plan was aggressive. Denise underwent 30 days of radiation, followed by 2 4-day rounds of chemotherapy. These treatments were physically demanding, and the toll they took on her body was significant, but Denise's commitment to fighting the cancer was unwavering. Throughout the process, her family, especially Alan, provided her with much-needed support, helping her stay positive and motivated. After 2 months of intensive treatment, Denise received the good news she had been hoping for. She was officially cancer-free. The relief was palpable, and her recovery became a symbol of hope for many others facing similar battles. Her ability to come through such a harrowing experience with strength and resilience was a testament to her character, and it inspired many who followed her journey. However, the road to health was not entirely smooth. Later reports suggested that Denise faced another cancer diagnosis, this time with breast cancer. While the details surrounding this second diagnosis remain somewhat unclear, the emotional impact on Denise and her family was undoubtedly significant. It seemed that her health battles were far from over. Despite the challenges she faced, Denise's resolve remained strong. She became even more proactive about her health in the years following her recovery. Aware of the importance of maintaining a healthy lifestyle, Denise took measures to ensure she was doing everything in her power to minimize her risk of further health issues. She adopted a more disciplined routine of regular exercise, focused on eating a healthy diet, and prioritized minimizing stress. She also became an advocate for early detection, stressing the importance of regular checkups and self-care. Denise's experience with cancer not only changed her physical and emotional approach to life, but also strengthened her faith and commitment to living fully. Throughout her health battles, her strength was admired by her family, her friends, and even Alan's fans, who had followed her journey through public appearances and interviews. Denise's courage became a powerful reminder that while life may throw challenges in unexpected ways, the power of resilience and faith can overcome even the toughest obstacles. Her story has been shared in various interviews and in her book, It's All About Him, Finding the Love of My Life, where she opens up about not just her marriage to Alan, but also the profound changes she experienced in her personal life during this trying time. Her commitment to living well, both mentally and physically, after her cancer battle became an inspiration for many, offering a message of hope and the importance of embracing life with all its complexities. But was it just Denise who faced a health challenge? Let's find out. Alan's health challenge. Alan Jackson's journey with Charcot-Marie Tooth disease has introduced both personal and professional challenges into his life that he never anticipated. Diagnosed in 2011, Jackson, known for his smooth vocals and classic country hits, faced the reality of living with a progressive neurological disorder inherited from his father. Charcot-Marie Tooth affects the peripheral nerves, causing muscle weakness, numbness, and balance issues, especially in the lower legs and feet. Although it is a manageable condition through therapy and assistive devices, it is incurable and typically worsens over time, posing long-term challenges to Jackson's mobility and career as a performer. When Jackson first noticed the symptoms, he assumed they were a natural part of aging. But as the disease progressed, balancing on stage and moving during performances became increasingly difficult. His struggles with coordination and stumbling were frustrating, especially for someone who had long been comfortable performing in front of large crowds. Despite the growing challenges, Jackson continued to perform and remained committed to his fans. However, over time, it became clear that the physical toll of touring was becoming too great, prompting serious reflection about his future as a performer. In 2021, Jackson announced his decision to retire from touring following his farewell Last Call, One More for the Road tour. The decision, though bittersweet, was rooted in the increasing difficulty of managing his condition on stage and his desire to focus on his family and other aspects of life. Although stepping away from the road was difficult, Jackson emphasized that his love for music remained strong and that he intended to continue creating in the studio. His announcement marked not just the end of an era for live performances, but also the beginning of a new chapter focused on creative expression without the demands of travel. On a personal level, Charcot-Marie Tooth has forced Jackson to confront aging and physical limitations while also clarifying what truly matters in his life. He has expressed gratitude for the unwavering support from his family, fans, and the music community. Rather than becoming discouraged, Jackson has remained optimistic and focused on making meaningful contributions to music, even as he steps back from live touring. His commitment to continuing to write and record new music highlights his passion and desire to maintain a lasting connection with his fans. Ultimately, Alan Jackson's openness about his experience with Charcot-Marie Tooth has inspired many, offering a message of resilience and grace in the face of chronic illness. By retiring from touring on his own terms and adapting to new challenges, Jackson has underscored the importance of perseverance and gratitude. As he continues to create and record music, his legacy remains firmly intact, an enduring testament to his influence in country music and a reminder of the healing power of music in overcoming life's obstacles. Was it just his health struggles that led to his retirement? Is there more to it? The other reasons he quit music. Alan Jackson's retirement from touring marks the close of a remarkable era shaped by decades of heartfelt music, hard work, and a deep devotion to family. After over 30 years as a cornerstone of country music, Jackson chose to step away from the road to embrace the quieter joys of home life. His songs, which often reflected small-town values and family bonds, mirrored his real-life priorities as he prepared to welcome his first grandchild and savor the everyday moments with his wife, daughters, and growing family. His decision was guided by a desire to be fully present for milestones and unhurried time with loved ones. In addition to family, Jackson candidly acknowledged that his health played a role in his retirement. Diagnosed with Charcot-Marie Tooth disease, a progressive neurological disorder that affects balance and mobility, Jackson admitted that performing had become more physically challenging. Yet he emphasized that the decision wasn't solely about his condition. It was also about shifting toward a lifestyle without the exhausting demands of touring. To honor his fans, he embarked on the Last Call, One More for the Road farewell tour, offering a series of gratitude-filled performances that celebrated his storied career and gave audiences one final chance to see him live. Though Jackson is stepping off the stage, he has made it clear that he isn't leaving music behind entirely. He plans to continue writing and recording when inspiration strikes, while also exploring other passions and spending time with family. His retirement reflects not an end, but a graceful transition into a new chapter, one defined by the same authenticity and humility that earned him his place as a beloved figure in country music. His legacy endures as a testament to both his artistry and his steadfast commitment to life's simple, meaningful pleasures. What is this relationship with his daughters like? His relationship with his daughters. Alan Jackson's legacy as a country music icon is deeply intertwined with his role as a devoted father to his three daughters, Mattie, Alexandra, and Dani. Despite his fame, awards, and chart-topping success, Jackson often prioritizes his family above all else. He has consistently emphasized that his greatest accomplishments are not defined by his professional accolades, but by the love and closeness of his family. This deep commitment to fatherhood is reflected in his actions, as he has always strived to balance his demanding career with quality time spent at home, attending school events, family vacations, and enjoying simple moments together. Jackson's parenting style, shaped by his upbringing in Newnan, Georgia, is grounded in humility, responsibility, and unwavering support for his daughters. The Jackson daughters have each carved out their own paths, but their bonds with their father remain strong. Mattie, the eldest, faced tremendous adversity after the tragic loss of her husband, Ben Seligman, in 2018. Through her grief, she found strength in writing and advocacy, publishing a book on loss and healing, while also joining her father in business ventures like the creation of Silver Belly whiskey. Mattie's resilience and ability to navigate personal hardship have made her a source of pride for Jackson. Alexandra, known for her vibrant personality and warmth, is deeply connected to her family and often shares moments of joy and love on social media. Her close relationship with both of her sisters and her admiration for her father further exemplify the close-knit family unit Jackson has worked to create. Dani, the youngest, has kept a relatively low profile compared to her sisters, but is always present in family gatherings, embodying the values of kindness and humility instilled by her parents. Jackson's love for his daughters is not only expressed through actions but also immortalized in his music. In 2002, he wrote and recorded "You'll Always Be My Baby," a heartfelt tribute to his daughters as they grew older and approached significant life milestones. The song encapsulates the bittersweet emotions of fatherhood, capturing Jackson's deep affection and pride. He even released a lyric video with personal family photos and clips, adding an intimate touch that resonated with fans and families everywhere. In interviews and public appearances, Jackson has spoken fondly of each daughter's unique qualities, praising Mattie's resilience, Alexandra's warmth, and Dani's introspection. His admiration for their character, achievements, and grace further highlights the profound bond they share. Alan Jackson's fatherhood is one of love, sacrifice, and legacy. His daughters have not only been his muses in music, but also the central pillars of his life. Whether through the music he writes, the business ventures they share, or the everyday moments of family life, Jackson's devotion to his daughters shows the importance of family in his life. His ability to maintain a deep, meaningful connection with his daughters, despite the challenges of his career, reflects the profound impact they have had on him. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.